Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Well, one thing I like about this business is it's like you're always continually trying to figure out a puzzle. What's up, Shanghai? I am listening. Good to see you. How are you? How is everyone? As they say in Liverpool, how are you? uh, Raj isn't able to type, so I'm going to be talking about how great Liverpool is. He can't say anything. What's up, Tebow? How you doing? How's tricks? Okay. Well, as I guess you can see, overnight inventory is short. Overnight inventory is short. Now, why do I say overnight inventory is short? Because the majority of the time and volume traded is underneath the close of business yesterday. Okay? Now, generally, you get a normal move up to correct inventory. When I take you folks on a bit of a journey, right? I was writing up about margin calls earlier in the room. You can scroll back. And I kind of outlined the margin process. Okay. We are going to have some margin calls. Depends if we open on a gap or not. Okay, that's number one. So as we look at this, how do we put together um, a business plan? Oh, try clicking on that. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Sorry, folks, just working out a technical issue here. Okay, check your settings, Moran. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Try now. Should be able to just click on the link. Is anybody else having trouble? Well, I guess you wouldn't be hear me. Anyone else having trouble? Okay. Well, I don't know what to do with that. The link in Discord is not working. No. Okay. Yeah, that's why I published the thing. Okay. Yeah, there is a big web attack. I just saw Robert Herjavec talking about it. Okay, good. You're in. All right. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, okay. Overnight inventory is short. Normally we get a move up to correct. Okay. But what day is it, ladies and gentlemen? It is Tuesday. So we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are our trading days this week. Month end is on Wednesday of next week. Market maker month end is Friday. There is a gap between month end and Friday because Thursday is Thanksgiving. So, if you were short, you would love using this move down to cover, right? Before the end of the month? You guys feel me? Now, this is agenda. This is business agenda, ladies and gentlemen. And that is what creates the chart. Order flow is created by an agenda of people who want to accomplish a financial objective. Okay? And that is what you are looking and trying to trade on the chart. None of this happens randomly. So the large players, if you look at this thing, can you see the big balance zone? This is like a really big balance zone. And if we break that, the next little area is here. You folks see that? Okay. This is a fairly large sustained inventory correction. And the other thing, from a penny stock promoter view, you get that double triangle. The second triangle can't take out that one. What does this mean? This is a very, very common chart pattern, but it is not a pattern that I have a name for, like upside down hanging, I don't know, reverse Slurpee something. It's really simple. What it means is that, I don't know, you guys have all these patterns. You had sellers there, right? Hanging thingy. Then the sellers moved down here. Right? What's up, Crafts? Right? And as soon as the market got back up to where it was, oh, what a mysterious thing, the sellers engaged. Okay? So, this is something that has happened in every market since the first caveman started selling rocks. Now we get to see it on a chart, which is helpful. Right? It's helpful. You can visualize it. So if you know the sellers are moving lower and you're a short seller, you keep dropping your bid to try and take advantage of lower prices, right? Because you didn't just fall off the turnip truck, right? You're trading, $800 million, maybe 200 million of it is daddy's money, but the rest are daddy's friends and family, right? So you don't want to blow up your friends and family, so you move your bids down. Right? And you're trying to cover. That's why we're sort of catching a bid here. Until we start taking out that low at 6,600, underneath 6,600, and the low of this day. Everybody remember this day? This inventory is safe until we start taking out these areas here. This is the long inventory above. It's pretty close to breaking. But remember, next week is month end on Wednesday. So this thing might go sideways to lower. It might even take out a couple of those swing lows. And I think that would be healthy for the market. Right? I think it would be very healthy if we did that. You know, good thing is we filled the short-term gaps. There are still gaps underneath us. You know, there are still gaps underneath us. There's a gap here that hasn't filled at 61.20. There's a gap here that hasn't filled, and there's a gap here going back to May. Right? Well, it'd be good if we could flush it down before we move it up. I am listening. Because if we don't, what we're trying to do is we're trying to reset the cost basis so the kiddies can get big chunks of inventory at bargain basement prices and then rail the hell out of this thing into the end of the year. Why? Because Bentleys and Aston Martins do not pay for themselves, my friend. Okay? If I look at this chart as a size trader, I'm like, I don't want to buy it up here. Let's shake this thing and see what falls out. What I do, truth is, I back adjust. What is my thing here? I just did it a little while ago on another computer. I use continuous futures contract, volume-based rollover, back adjusted. Now, why do I use that? Sorry to get a little, I'm kind of going off the racetrack here. Okay? Because I'm a volume trader, and guess what? So are you, even though you don't want to admit it. And back adjusted, why not? It works. I have been doing this now for 6-7 years, and it makes rollover so much easier. And guess what? When we get to go those gaps that back adjust, there's buying. That's all that matters, right? If the references you use are not working, then they're worthless, right? But if the references you use get, boom, you come into that gap and there's a bid, right? It hits a wall, right? Like running into a 350-pound offensive lineman. Boom, you're not going anywhere, right? So that means that reference is valid, okay? Generally. Now, sometimes if you hit a wet reference with enough size, it'll break. Because the buyers, they're not stupid. They'll see size coming and drop their bids, right? Just like we're talking about. That's what's going on now. So let's see what happens. For us, for our intents and purposes, on a larger time frame, we've done a look above and fail of 67.88 and 3/4. Destination is 65.47. Okay? On that chart. Let's see if we can get there. As you can see, most of these liquidations, what you have to ask yourself is what's happening here the same thing that happened here? Now, I know you've got macro, nutrient conditions, and all this stuff that you guys are looking at. I don't care about any of it. I got to let the chart tell me what's going on, right? I read the news, you know, like just the financial news, right? But I don't care about it when I'm trading. I could give a crap. It's meaningless. Because I know how order flow is created by agenda. The news is not going to help you figure out the agenda. The news is to help you confuse you about the agenda. So, so we could hoodwink you. Right? How are we going to steal your money if you know what's going on? Right? Think about it. If you guys were informed, we wouldn't be able to take your money like candy from a baby. Right? It's true. So let's get into it. I like a good inventory correction. I like a good sell-off. But I also happen to know that these knuckleheads are going to move this thing around and bang it around like a piñata. So what does that mean? The other thing is, all of you, I need to trade the DOM traders. I want you to look at your DOM and look at the number of contracts per tick. If you want to trade with the DOM, why don't you use the information that's useful? So how is this useful? Right? You got 20 aside. The biggest order I see is 50. I see a 93, 10 points away. The DOM is thin. So if you put some size into that DOM, it's going to be like my old business partner, Big Polly, who was 360 pounds jumping on that trampoline. It's going to break. Okay? They bought him this exercise trampoline. It was supposed to be heavy duty. He was jumping up and down on it when we were doing a conference call. And next thing you know, it sounded like there was an earthquake in his office because it broke. Don't worry about that right now, Harris. The DOM is thin. It's the order book. Okay? The DOM is thin. It's the order book. That means if you put size in it, you're going to move price. You're going to move price drastically. 4-hour chart, people. 66.60 and 3/4. Will they, won't they? Do we stay above it or below it? Right there, right now. Look. Doesn't that look like a barcode chart on a 4-hour? So what's going on there? That's a negotiation. Okay? That is a negotiation. Large sellers are selling, shorts are trying to cover. Why is it thin? Because nobody wants to commit capital. So what is the practical takeaway for you? The practical takeaway is don't overtrade. Don't try and be a hero. Don't be a putz. Use stops, right? Take only the best trades, right? You know what I mean? Like, don't go to the buffet and load up on bread when there's shrimp and it's free. You know what I mean? Be a little smart about it. Wait for a really nice setup, pounce, take your money, and run. And don't give it back. So those of you who are trading and you're profitable, right? I want you to keep your money. This is the time where you can have big drawdowns as a trader. And I'm talking to the 6, 7-figure accounts, 8-account traders that I know are listening right now. You guys, no big drawdowns going into Christmas, right? No big drawdowns. You've fought hard for the money you made this year. Keep it. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Okay, so if you make 10 grand, your give back is $1,000, and that is it. 10%. Right? You make $1,000, you lose $100, shut her down. Don't be an idiot. Okay, this market will take your money faster than, I can't say that publicly, but it'll take your money pretty fast. Okay? Right? So don't be a knucklehead. As Red Foreman would say, don't be a dumbass. Only good trades. Right now we're going back and forth over that previous day low. That is a negotiation. Right at 66.60. Oh, quelle surprise. Right? What a big surprise that is. Right? Money, it's not worth making money in the business if you can't keep it. That means it was never yours to begin with. right? It was never yours to begin with. Simple as that. Why not correct in the fourth quarter? Because Christmas is coming, S. Pill, and Bentleys don't pay for themselves. We need some cheap paper so we can ramp it into Christmas and sell it. The trade needs to be obvious. Obvious. Right? Now, if you see your setup, okay, if you see your setup and you're a skilled trader, you can do what you normally do. The only thing I want you to do that is different is to really be a little bit more paranoid. Okay? Be a little bit more paranoid. Even if you are consistently, even if you're like, if my 10 grand a day traders, head on a swivel. Okay? As my offensive line coach would say, you got to keep your head on a swivel, boy. Right? Head on a swivel and always watch that offer. Right? If you are long and that offer starts jumping up and down, anything, start trimming risk. Right? Trim your risk. Right? You don't have to flatten, but you should be trimming your risk if you're a size trader. If something weird starts to happen, do not be afraid to start losing contracts. You can always buy them back, right? You can always buy them back. Right? It's a cost of doing business. You have to adapt your business. You have to. Now, getting in today's... Now, for the main course, we have a lovely assortment of rotation paired with some really nice roast rotation and some sauteed rotation. So, my scalpers, it's scalping heaven. It's rotation. Now, I have not been able to take a trade since Globex because my girlfriend was leaving and I had to help her pack the car and all that stuff. So I got to settle in and see. So that means I'm starving, bugger. Ugh. Yeah. No carbs for JJ for the last 4 days. Let's see if we can take that stop. Look, somebody's got a little bit of an itchy trigger finger. Okay, under 56. We're going to be looking for 66.50. So we have an active seller, right? And they're a little aggressive, right? They're like, no, I want out. Get out of my way. I can't say that song either. Anyway, if you're familiar with the songs of Ludacris, move, bleep, get out the way, right? That is what's going on when you see these big red candles, right? Yeah, don't you dare talk about food, Jam. Oh. What's up, J55? How you doing? There you go, Carnivore Kid. I know. It's the only way to fly. And like I said, thank goodness Raj is not in the room right now. All right, trades off the open. Well, we're right in the middle of this green zone, so no trade for me, thanks. Not really interested. If we can get above the previous day low, I might go for a long, but here's the thing. You got sellers here, you got sellers here, you got sellers here. I have to, one of these days, when the cancel culture is over, I'll be able to speak freely, just the way we used to do on trade desks. I have to rethink all my analogies. It's the problem with being old. Seller at 56. Hey, good morning, Hans and Myrtle. I am in the beautiful city of Liverpool, the best city in England, with the best people in England. And it's 2:30 in the afternoon. And we're going to open this puppy up in about 2 minutes. Let's see where we open up and get going. If we open on a gap, first thing is the gap fill. Oh, in Germany, cool. It was around last year that I went to not last year, 2 years ago, we went to a German Christmas market. I have never seen so much chocolate in my life. Okay, stop it. I'm not talking about food anymore. All right, where are we going to open? Right at 60, 656. Oh, so what do you guys think? Gap, no gap? You know, the seller's desperate enough that we need to have a gap? Ooh. Oh, almost. Oh, back and forth. Don't trade this, okay? Let the billionaires figure out if there's a gap or no gap, okay? The opening auction is always, it's like slam dancing at Lollapalooza. In the mosh pit, anything can happen. Don't go in the mosh pit. Gap fill down, then up. Oh, you're right, there's a gap. Ooh, one tick. There, it's filled. So there we go. Now inventory is short. Let's see if that 60 3/4 is acting like a goalie there. It's like Ken Dryden there at 66.75. Can we? Whoop, no, there's a seller. All right, now we go. Above 66.75, 66.60.75. We'll be looking for these areas up here. The sellers are going to be up here, okay? They're going to be front-running VWAP. Back and forth over the open as they negotiate. I'm curious to see if that A low will hold. Doesn't look like it's going to. Oh, there we go. Looking for 52 now. Boom, there's 52, there's 50. So we found our seller. Now that's why you got to be patient in trading, because how else are you going to know where the hell the seller is if you're not patient? Look below and fail of 50. Yeah, I think they're going to sell into it. Let's see. I'll give it till the next candle. All right, so if you are short 50, right, what I'm short 49.5 and covering 7/4. Ooh, 45. Thank you very much. I am flat. Nice. Okay, good scalp. Now, Look below and fail of 50. We get some rotation. That's a big red candle, so that's one big order. Look for 56.5. Nice. Took it right back. Yes, Ken Dryden. I was such a Habs fan. 66 and 3/4 half. Next target. Look at that. We flushed the seller. Boom, VWAP. Ooh, I like this. This is fun. Oh, someone's short. Who's short? Someone's short. Right in the middle. If we hold VWAP, you might get a nice long up to 76. Right? I'm long 70, selling 72 3/4. No, I couldn't get 3/4 for it, so I got out at 72. Yeah, I got a 72 print. I was lucky. It's thin. Boy, it's thin out there. It's thin and fast. 76, and then the next set of stops are up here. RPQO, as the alphabet traders that we are calling. 89, this is normal business. Right? This is inventory is correcting higher. The DOM is still open, Raj. There is no cheese bread in the DOM this afternoon, my friend. Big candles, big orders in and out. So we got some nice cheap inventory underneath 63. Let's go sell it up here. A little bit of a backfill now. Let's see if we can hold VWAP. No. Slice through VWAP like a samurai. Let's see, where's my bid? Come on. No bid? They're selling into it. Hey, P, welcome. Some of the members in our room were having trouble getting into the private video, so I just made it public. So that's more back and forth. So by the way, for people who are just joining us, my name is JJ. This is the tradingsyndicate.org. This is where we take real facts and we help real people make real money. We don't use fancy smart guy gibberish in this room. We try and help real people make a living. Yeah, please feel free to ask questions. Okay, is this a look above and fail of 63? What are you guys doing in the room there? You guys awake? Bueller? Anyone? No? Yes? It's a little choppy here and unclear, so I'm going to wait. All right, just checking in. You got to check for a pulse, You guys are so quiet. 63 bid. Where are you? Where's my seller? There you are. There you are. How much you got? So when it's like this, I just watch. There's no need for me to trade chop. I see a potential look below and fail, but there's a seller at VWAP. So I think if we break VWAP, there we go, right? If we break VWAP, try a little 67 to 69 action there. That was okay on 2. Bid's still there. Can we get some under 66? Maybe 65 to 69. That would be nice. Yeah, no such luck. Long 67 and 3/4 and sold them at 70. Oh man, I could have bought some more there. Oh well. Don't be greedy. Take off the standard deviations. That's the best tutorial I can give you. If you're watching my screen and you look at my chart, I'm using a 1-minute candle chart with VWAP. How do you know the balance zone's not working and it needs to change? You have to sit and watch. That's why I have those 5 steps. It's almost like 5-minute abs, right? But what do you guys eat now? What do you kids eat now? Pot noodles, right? So it's 5. I've got a 5-step thing, right, where you draw the balance zone and you sit and watch it. And if it works, then you test it with the micro. If it keeps working, then you size up to the mini, right? Now, these questions that you guys are asking are great for our AI coach that we're developing. It's aicoach.org. Go check it out. Our AI trading coach is specifically designed to help you ask questions, especially when I'm not around. It's been trained by myself and tons of smarter people who are actually traders. So it doesn't go and scrub information from the darkest corners of the internet like a chat GPT. You got to sit and watch, right? So we're in a little bit of distribution here. The margin story, right? The margin story is definitely. Well, that's how margin works. It's a negotiation. You know, market maker gifts are missed. Watches, tickets to football games. I used to always go to Yankee games with them. That was fun. Now we're distributing here. That's what's going on, right? Our inventory is under 63. We're selling between 64 and 70, 72. Right? We don't have buyers at a higher level, so we get rid of our inventory here. If I was long 1,000 contracts at a 56 cost average, I would be happily selling them at 64. Oh, it's a great book. The only thing is, you haven't figured it out yet, P. You got to read it a few times. And the more times you read it, the more you'll see. Not only is it for investing, but it is for trading because it outlines how deals are done. If you learn how deals are done, then you learn how to trade them, right? It's a great book. It's pretty good, eh, Truth? It's like the ES drank one of your fancy energy drinks that you guys drink. Thanksgiving is coming. We got to put up numbers. Uh, Actually, I'm going to go to sleep early, Hex. My girlfriend wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to take us to the gym. I could sleep for a week. There are parts of me that are sore that I didn't know existed. 663 down to 56, back to cost basis. There you go, Truth. See? Hey, how are your commissions? Oh, it's okay. I'm only fast enough in and out. Right now I'm not fast enough because you notice that I'm making jokes. So I'm trying to get my energy going. I've been up since 4:30. It's 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, you guys sort this out. I'll take a nap and see you in J period. $5 round trip. That's cool. That's cool. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, we're back at cost basis. Now, what are we going to do with all these Kaiser rolls? Got to do something with them. Well, they're going to mark them down. We're looking for 50. Now, it's been rotation yesterday, and it probably will be today. It might rotate and kind of move lower, rotate and move lower, but we're still inside the overnight range. So let's see what they got in the tickle trunk down at 50. Ooh, a bid. Beautiful. So they stopped selling right at the bottom of this green profit zone. Right? Not bad. There's a cost basis up here. Well, the ES is taking a holiday on Thursday, whether we like it or not. And Friday is a half day of next week, not this week. And so it's month end. Should be an interesting month end. I think it's going to be kind of volatile. Going into the last month of the last quarter. It's kind of like going into the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Now, for me, no trade here. The back and forth in this green, right in the middle. See, there sometimes when it's a pickpocket market, right? You'll engage, and they'll just take your money. You go short, you get stopped out. You go long, you get stopped out. Sound familiar? That is a pickpocket market. That's why we like to trade at the edges. Now, you have to just pick one body bag. That's the good thing. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Right? And don't worry about all the different market players. If you overcomplicate it, your what happens is I'm long 65, 66, 65 and 3/4, out at 68 and a quarter, and look at the bid again. That's lovely. I like 10-second trades. They're so much more relaxing than sitting in a position. It's like you're waiting for a plane or a bus or something, right? Don't confuse yourself with all that stuff. Have a trade setup, body bag. Have a trade setup. And when that setup occurs, a trade setup are basically, let me explain a trade setup. It's funny, when I started retail trading, people would ask me, what's your favorite setup? And I would say, the FBI agent posing as a fund manager. And then, of course, they would look at me like I'm nuts. Then I found out what a trade setup is. A trade setup is the terms and conditions under which you deploy capital or do business. So you should have very strict terms and conditions when you put on a trade. If the market does this, this, and this, then I execute here because I have a business reason for doing so. Right? Now, once that business reason goes away, that's why I have a stop, so I can save some of the capital that I've allocated to this business transaction. If you guys start to reframe this and think about it this way, you're going to get rid of all this FOMO, MOMO, BOMO crap that you guys spout, which is just means I have no discipline and I don't know how business works. Get rid of all that crap. Just cut it loose. It's not serving you. Learn the business. There's a business reason for a trade. Right now, if I was shorting 50, it's because I see a seller at 50. Right? So I'm selling alongside. When that seller goes away, I'm gone. Right? It's not like we are trying to figure out cold fusion here. Right? This could be a look above and look below and fail of 50. When you have constant rotation, you want to wait for the market to show you the current rotation. Great question, J55. Right? So we have a rotation here. These lows, this is a great question. Those highs, that's our rotation. Let's see if they stop selling and the offer lifts. Or if it looks below this level, fails and comes back up. Because then we'll know, aha, that's where the wholesalers are going back and forth. Right? Once you understand where the rotations are, you just trade them from the outside in. Overhanging supply is when longs get trapped and start to sell. So let's say I sold all of you guys 5,000 contracts, but it's not going higher, and you start to sell. My cost basis is a lot lower than yours. Say I sell you these contracts at $8, I paid $3 for them. You're not happy, you go to sell them at $7, I undercut you. You go to $6, I undercut you, because I can sell it all the way back down to $3. See you, Jerry. I'll answer your message. Sorry, I've been a little focused on this price action. Talk to you later, brother. Be safe. So, that's what causes price to come down, overhanging supply. When overhanging supply starts, sellers start to compete. That's why you get a trend line down. Get it? Still going. So now we're looking below. Let's see if we fail. Just relax. Watch. Right? The more you observe, the more you're going to observe little subtle things that happen. And those things will always repeat themselves because guess what? The business never ever changes. It just gets much more efficient. Just means, have you ever been to a used car lot? The car dealer has paid a lot less for the car than he's selling it to you. You buy it, you drive it away, you can't afford the payments, you bring it back. Is he going to give you what you paid for it? You, my friend, are the overhanging supply. Get it? Real simple. What is volume? You don't even need volume profile. All you got to do, right? All you got to do is time traded, time and volume traded. Let's see if we can stay over 43 and a half, 44. We'll get some rotation up, right? Long 43 and 3/4, selling 46 flat. Thank you very much. That's all it is. You just saw it happen, guys. Just watch what I'm doing. Focus on that. Just focus on that. I drew the thing. I told you guys what to do. If it goes over 43, you go long. I bought 43 3/4 and sold into strength. Pretty simple. Right? Don't worry about the chain of events and all that stuff for now. Just focus on the trade. Let's see if we can do a look below and fail of the overnight low. There should be some bids in here somewhere. Where's our other structure? Keep it simple, okay? Keep it real simple. Looking for 26.5 on the bottom if we keep going past 30. Ooh, old zones, I gotta clean this chart up. Let the large traders come in and cover underneath the overnight low. We're gonna see if those margin calls start puking out. Seller at 37. There'll be a seller at 37. Let the shorts cover. Look below and fail of the overnight low incoming. So if you go long 36, you might be a little early. Might be a little early. Maybe wait till 38. There we go. Should go up to about 42 and change. Oh, there's some supply at 39. Sorry about that. I don't know where Chrissy is. I hope he's okay. He had a heart transplant, or he was waiting for a heart transplant. I haven't heard from him in a long time. He's a good guy. I hope he's okay. Well, let's see. Not a lot of size down there under the overnight low yet. Where's the point of control on the developing? 2,544 down here. There we go. Where's the bid? Where's the bid? 34? Kind of. No follow through yet. That's okay. Let them take their time. I want to vacuum up as many contracts as they can here. What I'm worried about is we lose that 32, 31 bid. Yeah, there we go. The software I use is not available in your country? Where do you live? Not sure. I haven't done a review of software in a long time. I'm surprised Sierra Chart's not around. I was looking to see if we could put some size. We could put some size in at 33. And we could take, you know, build a little base around that size, but it's thin here. It's not like 5,000 contracts at every tick. Now, when it's like this, like if you're a short seller and you're position short, beautiful. Didn't I say 26.5? What's our low right now? 26 and change? 26. Right. So I'm working off the levels off another chart I'm using on another screen. I wish they'd allow me to put a couple of screens up on here, but they don't. But it might be too confusing. What are we looking for next? What's next? Past 24. Middle of this zone is around 17. had 16.75. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Whoa, look at this. Someone's got an appetite. Can we stay over 30? What do you think? Inquiring minds want to know. Not yet. Here's the thing. The markets are going to be a little quicker than usual. What you want to do, if you're a new trader, is you want to rewind your charts every night. Okay? That is the trick. You want to rewind your charts every night and replay this thing like you're a linebacker and you're watching game film. Okay? That discipline is going to really, really, really help you in understanding price action. Right? Nobody just sits down and is able to trade it. And it's moving pretty quick. It's not really fast, but it's a little quicker than normal, right? And we've been used to slow markets for a while. We've been used to that slow grind up. You're from Sri Lanka? Oh, that's hilarious. So am I. But I was raised in Canada. That's why I don't sound Sri Lankan. Let's see. We're fighting out this 33. Sorry, not fighting out. Negotiating. Negotiations can be like a fight sometimes. But we're just, the shorts are trying to get as much cheap paper as they can. The longs really don't want to sell. And I think you should be able to access it, P. You know what you can do to talk to Sierra Chart the best way is hit them up on Twitter. Really good guys and ladies. Oh, it'd be nice to get to see 6,600, right? Nice big round number. Oh, let's see. Here's B period coming in with a few bids. Where's our seller? 27? Ah, the good old days when you were allowed to smoke in the offices. Um, Now I want a cigar. Way to go, Aspill. The volume pock and the time pock, you got to think about it. It takes time to acquire volume. It takes time to sell it. So the volume's going to move faster than time. That's what that 95 keeps coming up over and over again in discussions, doesn't it? I'm scared to look at equities. How's that weirdo MSTR thing doing? God, I hope they found a bid. Everybody I know is long that pig. While we're waiting. Ugh. Always be a seller, folks. Always be a seller. Ooh. This is why I don't buy stock. Why buy stock when you can get it for free? Oh, they found a bid. Thank goodness. What was the low? 187. I had 185.71. I was close. Now get in there and clean up your deal, you weirdo. How do you confirm whether a setup is a look below or fail or a look above and fail in real time? You got to practice it. You got to do it 1,000 times. Do it on the sim, do it on the sim. Then use funded accounts to do it. So you don't blow up all your money because you're going to screw it up a bunch of times. You got to get in there and get punched in the face a lot. You're going to learn. You know? Yeah, MSTR proper villains, man. And he's the second one he's done. Down to 6611, 6604. Oh, it's thin down here. As we go into the Marianas Trench of order flow. Oof. Don't feel bad, longs. This is a really good thrashing that this thing needed. It's a lot easier to cover a short position in a down market, isn't it? It's good. It's good. We needed a healthy pullback, man. We've got gaps underneath it that haven't filled in months. Look at the structure of this market. It looks like a Vancouver penny stock that went to the bar and didn't come back till 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's not how the most prestigious market in the world is supposed to trade. Downside target. I've got 65.73 on one. Yeah, and 79 on the other. 4-hour candles, I got 64. Under 66.12, I'm looking for that 54 trade. If I was going in for size, I would wait. I would just sit there and wait. Look for a look below and fail of 65, 64. Like we hit here, kaboom. Right? Here's a fail to look below that worked nicely. So those are levels that you might want to keep track of on the old 4-hour candle wax. And we're still liquidating. Under 6,600, I got 65.97 and then 65.87. Remember this morning I said it's a look above and fail of 67.88 and 3/4, and the target is 65.47. Now we're going to have a little bit of margin call selling. Look below and fail in 66.04. Man, I can't believe I missed that. Dang it. Oh, that was a nice one too, eh? Anybody get that? Look below and fail of 66.04? Oh, T-Dot in the house. Nice to have you with us, D. $17 on deck. Long 15, selling 17. 17.25. I'm hitting those offers out. Got 6 left. Long 15.25. Selling them at 18. I am flat. Thank you. Come again. Hey, Badir, how you doing? You got it? Nice. Beautiful. I do have a Discord. It is No, no. That's okay, Harris. Don't worry. Nice big green candles. Look at that, eh? One order up, two orders. Sorry, I should say about 6 orders on the way down, and like 3 big orders on the way back up. That's a beautiful trade. That is the textbook trade. Now I got in very late because I was a dumbass and I missed it. Right? I should have been long right here. Right? I should have been long right here at 66.08 with my stop under 4, but I got in at 15 and sold it on the way up. So the market's a bit more forgiving if you know where to get in, you know. You're cooking and trading. Okay, stop trading now. You made some money. Oh my goodness. What time is it? Ah, we still got 21 minutes left. Big ranges again, eh, folks? I tell you. Never a dull moment. I grew up in Saskatchewan. So I'm pretty much a Sri Lankan hillbilly, redneck. I do enjoy a good country tune, and I have friends who are rodeo clowns. And then I learned my craft in Vancouver, the scam capital of the world. And I was trained by some of the most highest functioning sociopaths you would ever meet. They would make Lex Luthor look like Captain Kangaroo. Hey, Hank, what's going on? Long B period, remember, make sure you get liquid, Hank. There's sellers above. Yeah, some of my clients, the people who did business in Vancouver back in those days, were pretty much every sociopathic fund manager, stock promoter. So I learned how to do business with have eyes in the back of your head, the side of your head. And I have seen things in these markets that would turn you folks blue because you're nice, normal people. Looking for 66.30. There is going to be a seller at that overnight low. So what I used to do is I was an executing trader for people who sell you stock. Penny stocks, NASDAQ stocks, Amex. So people would take a company public and they'd have a couple of 100 million shares and I would be the guy shoveling it out the door, right? Into retail bids. So I executed for everyone. From Jordan Belfort's crew, Stratton boys, L.H. Ross boys, La Jolla Capital, on the West Coast, and then, of course, all the offshore banks. I was the back door. You want to get stock into a market and not know how it gets there? Call JJ. That's me. So all I've done is sell. Now, don't worry about imbalance. I mean, unless you need to see a psychiatrist. But I'm not a medical professional. Just don't worry about all that imbalance. Just pay attention to this. It's all you got to do. You can uncomplicate your life by about 98%. Here's the thing, Beauchamp. Nobody cares about our orders anymore, right? These markets are executed electronically with algorithms. and electronic trading that is so sophisticated the market doesn't make it right. They're moving billions of dollars every day back and forth. Our 5 contracts, they don't care about that. They spend more on, like, collectively, all of us trading is like a lunch budget for a market maker, okay? So don't worry about them taking your orders, right? They're there to make sure that you can get a fill. Trust me. It's like those big whales and the tiny little fish. They don't care about us. That is what we call an old wives' tale, or whatever the politically correct term is. We're still above 11. What I'm thinking is, in 16 minutes, are we going to have single prints to the downside? Oh, yes, keep the government open, please. We need those economic numbers, I am listening. Yeah, unfortunately, market makers don't exist anymore. They've been replaced by a computer chip. Electronic trading is much faster. Algorithms are faster. They can execute more trades in the time it takes one market maker to take one, a physical human being. Also, you don't have to bail algorithms out of jail at 3 o'clock in the morning because they got drunk and hit a cop. It's a lot, no regulatory fees, much more efficient. Trust me, Beaushot, that is complete BS. It's just that you're in shitty trade location. Excuse my language. Your market makers don't care about your orders in small cap stuff. They're supposed to take your buy orders. That's why it's called distribution. It's a market. They're there to sell you crap. Have you ever heard about a liquidation map? Is this like the Curse of Oak Island? It's like a treasure map? Beyond the lake lies the treasure. No. I'll tell you where the sellers are. You don't need a map, dude. Look at the top of the candle. It's right there. The seller is right there. Right? You don't need a map. Right? I don't know. We'll see if we get single prints. Guys, it's really simple. You don't need a freaking map. The seller is at the top of every candle. How do I know? I'm the seller. Takes one to know one. Right? You don't need a freaking map. Unless you're looking for buried treasure. In which case, give me a call. We'll throw it into a shell and do a public company. I haven't done a treasure hunter deal in at least 20 years. I love a good treasure hunter deal. You can get everybody to buy the stock. Look at what we have, folks. Pay attention. Rotation. We don't have single prints yet. We need 3 half-hour periods for them, my friend. We will figure it out at 3:30. Oh, they're going to make a comeback. Rotation from 4 to 26, 27. Let's see. But you don't really need to worry about that stuff, P. All you need to do is learn how to trade, my friend. Unfortunately, they're gonna choke you with so much information that you're not going to be able to trade your way out of a wet paper bag. Just focus on a 1-minute candle chart. Learn how to trade futures, because you know. Oh, yeah. I wonder how those guys are doing. It's been a while. I don't know, Jam. I don't. I mean, oh, sorry, Truth. I don't know. I don't think so. I would like to see the market come a bit lower. Just take your time, P. I've got a ton of videos. right? And I know, the rupee's hard against the US dollar and stuff like that, so take your time. It's a marathon. We're getting close, Rolly. We're getting close. But remember, this market has an annoying habit of running out of supply just when everybody gets short. Gee, I wonder why. So I am not going to make any predictions. I'm going to let the chart tell me. And right now the chart's telling me that we got a rotation going. And I've kind of over traded today, so I'm going to kind of chill. I traded it and I had a good time. It treated me well today. Right? Geez, I could have gone long at 8 and sold 13. But I'm done. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Yeah, that's for now. Just sit and watch. Now take those 5 points and, as they said in Mr. Deeds, don't go spend it all on some fancy stereo. uh, right. What is a rotation? It's simpler than you think, P. A rotation is the rotation of inventory, my friend. Think used car lot, okay? All we're doing is we're taking inventory here, we sell it up here, we buy it back from you here, we sell it to you here, we buy it back from you here. You got to watch, my friend. You got to watch. Watch my videos. See you, Hank. Stay safe with all that propane. Let's see if we can flip. Can we flip to the offer over 16 I mean 17 and a half? So here's what's going on. All right. This is what happens. Size traders, when business gets slow, will trade a rotation. So what they do is, here's the top, here's the bottom, here's the middle. So what I'm going to do is I will buy supply here, and then I will flip to the offer here at 17 and a half. So under 17 and a half, I am a buyer. Over 17 and a half, I'm a seller. Right? So I'm sell, sell, sell. Right? I buy 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I'm selling the crap out of this. Beautiful rotation. That's what we like to trade. Don't worry about the wicks, just look at the top of the candle. That's all you got to worry about. You don't have to know anything about candles and wicks and twicks and bwicks and all that crap. Top of the candle, bottom of the candle. The top of the candle is where the sellers engage. The bottom is where they stop. Why would a seller stop selling? Because they see buyers and they're going to raise price just like they did at 8. Right? Listen, they don't teach us this in school. It's okay to ask questions. We take that B high, we're going to blow some stops. The target is around, I would say, 34, 35. Here we go. Now we've got the position under 30. Looking for daylight. See, there's the seller. I told you there'd be a seller. Why? Because they're going to be at the overnight low. It's the perfect place to sell. I would front run it. If I was long 17 to 24, I would be banging them out with both hands right here. Al Brooks, the comedian, Albert Brooks. I love Defending Your Life. Great movie. What are his other movies? The Muse was a really good movie with Sharon Stone. Are we talking about the same Albert Brooks? I'm talking the comedian. No, maybe. Sorry. Got tag 37. Never heard of him. Not in a disrespectful way. Albert Brooks, the comedian? Distribution time, Moran. Exactly. Put your selling cap on. Kids were going to the market. Guess what, Jonathan? We're all price action traders, brother. Even if you don't want to admit it, you're a price action trader. He's older than we. Well, maybe I can learn something from him. I'll look it up. Hey, you learn something new every day. But I tell you, Albert Brooks is an underrated comedian. He's funny as hell. Al Franken. Wrong guy. We're mixing our Al's, Leslie. Sorry, this is getting out of control. So, folks, what we've done is we've bought inventory from 6604 to 30. Now we must go and dispose of that inventory, right? And we're going to sell it from 30 to 37, hopefully 43. Now, I am not too old to learn something. That's what I love about this business. I've been doing this 34 years and I learn something new every day. It's beautiful. Keeps the mind sharp. And every day is different. No 2 days are exactly the same. It's even better when you're on the other side because you deal with characters like, you know, some of the people I've worked with. My God, just characters. Okay, underneath 30, we're looking for 66.24. Remember, their inventory is acquired at 4 to 17. So they'll sell it all the way down before they flip to the bid. Right? So say you have 1,000 contracts that you acquired in this area here. You can sell the market all the way down to this area before and still make a profit. But if buyers come in, you will lift. I mean, that's all you got to do. Watch a 1-minute candle chart. If you have a bid-ask indicator, throw it on there. That's helpful. And just watch. Watch, watch, watch. Spend some time watching, folks. Come into our room at tradingsyndicate.org. Not only will we teach you how to trade, but we'll teach you how to trade without any fancy double talk. Right? So our job is to get you up and going. Okay? Our job is to get you up and going and to get you consistently profitable. Yeah, don't worry about all that, man. Just worry about your business. Learn how to trade, then you don't have to worry about all that stuff. Seller at the overnight low. Now, if we get back inside that overnight range, we're going to have inventory from 66.04 up to 37. The goal would be to try and sell it between 50 and 63. That would be just lovely. But we'll take what we can get for it because it's a down day and everybody thinks AI is over and Bitcoin is dead and Elon Musk should bake cookies. So there are going to be some sellers, right? So if we own inventory from 4 to 17, I'll happily sell it at 34. Sorry, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but there are a lot of people who have trading books. The only trading books I read are historical books, like Inside Life on Wall Street, the Jesse Livermore stuff, the stuff about that guy. What was his name? He was a doctor and then he became a senator. Oh, God, what was his name? I like Wall Street history from, basically 1870s to about 19. Well, hell, even the 60s were interesting. You had Charlie Bluedorn, Gulf and Western, the Mad Austrian of Wall Street. Characters. I'm on stream at 7:30 in the morning UK time. That one is always free. This one was supposed to be not free, but I clicked the wrong button. Or I was trying to get some members in. They were having trouble, so that's why it opened it up to the public. I prefer to open it up in the public. The people in the room want it to have private. So, no, Michael Lewis. Of course, Liar's Poker is the reason I became a trader. He wrote it as a cautionary tale. We all went, great, this is the job for me. This is where I can act like a complete animal and make money. And we did, and we loved every minute of it. Yes, sir. 7:30 in the morning, I am here. Like a bad cold, I am here every day. So we got a little distribution balance going here. That's why I'm not trading it, right? Let the market makers make their money, right? Jet fuel is not cheap, right? So there's the position, selling it. When we come down to here, we stop selling and go. So remember we had this rotation here. We got another little rotation here. This is an accumulation rotation. This is a distribution rotation. Yeah, he wrote Flash Boys and The Big Short and The Blind Side. But he also wrote a little book called Liar's Poker, which was his first book. Which, when I read that, I was like, oh, I'm home. It's the reason I became a trader. I loved it. Where else could you make $1 million a day while playing practical jokes on people and, you know, walking around a trading desk with a sword? You can't do that in an office usually, waving it around. Looking for the overnight low. Here we go. Ooh, just short. I've read Dalton. I've read Dalton. I love Jim. So what I do now, what we're doing on Wednesday in the room is we are doing a practical profile at 11 o'clock, right? We are doing practical profile at 11 o'clock. It will be recorded. So what I do is I take Dalton's concepts and I make them usable so you can actually use them to trade. Simple, uncomplicated, based on fact, not fiction, and business. And that is it for me this morning, afternoon. I hope everyone has a very safe and profitable trading day. Okay. Have a great trading day. Be safe out there. Remember, we're going into the end of the month, and the end of the month is when you keep the money that you made this month. So don't do anything nuts. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you all. And always remember, don't take candy from strange market makers. Bye for now.